On today's episode, we are going to take a look at Tattoo Chef. The stock is down almost 10%, so we're going to take a look at why, and I'm also going to share my overall opinions. If this is your first time here, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up, and make sure to tune in to my live stream here on YouTube today at 3:30, where I take a look at stocks you want me to look at. So let's get started. But before we begin, let's take a listen to today's sponsor. I want to thank the Motley for sponsoring this video. The Motley is a company that provides investing insight and stock recommendations for investors of all skill sets and risk levels. You guys know I love finding new investing tools and resources to help me scout out new growth stocks. And right now I have a discount for one of my favorite services the Fool offers. Through the Motley Fool Stock Advisor services, you get access to a ton of expert stock picks. Every month you'll get 2 new picks that are aimed at growing your wealth and to help you realize your financial goals. Stock Advisor's average stock picks have done amazing returns. If growing your money is something you'd like to do more of this year, you can visit fool.com/Jose Najarro or click on the link below for access to my special offer and decide if the Stock Advisor is right for you. Thanks again to the Motley Fool, and now onto today's video. All right, like I mentioned, today we're taking a look at Tattoo Chef. This is traded under the NASDAQ as ticker TTCF. It's currently down about 9.3% as I am recording this video. So it's a really heavy day for the stock. It's currently sitting at $16.97 with a market cap of $1.3 billion. If we take a look at its 52-week high, the stock is down about 39.29%. So a crazy pullback for this stock. So now let's take a look at what happened. If you go to Tattoo Chef's Investor Relations website, you can see that they submitted a nice amount of SEC filings. SEC filings are usually done when something big happens within insiders or with something around about the company. And we can see for April 16th, a few filings were submitted and some of them were not so good. Even though I do believe they were not so good, I don't see why a 10% drop is worth the news, right? I think it's a bit of an overreaction at the moment, but we'll see in the long term of things. So the first bad news is their CFO, Chief Financial Officer, did resign, and that was effective immediately on April 15th. Obviously, this is horrible news, right? You hate to see when insiders or people in high positions leave the company out of nowhere. I don't think there was any prior news beforehand of why that was happening. And investors can I feel like this is the biggest reason investors are a bit shook right now. The second bad news is on April 15th of 2021, the president and the CEO sold about 1.3 billion shares of the company. So obviously first we have insiders leaving, then we have insiders selling. It's looking like it's bad news all around for the company. But one thing I do want to know, right? We're seeing the bear side. We have to also see the bullish side. To me, let's say I see this guy has about 31 million shares and he sold about 1.3 million. He still holds a huge position in the company. So it's good to see the bear side. It's good to see the bullish side, right? There were some good news. I don't know how much people would enjoy it. I actually think it's a very bullish case. The director, Williamson Daniel James, actually bought 250,000 shares. This was at agreed upon price of $10 per share in privately negotiated transactions. And the reason I think that's super bullish, even though it's 250,000, still big numbers, it increased his position size dramatically. He only had about 7,000 shares before. Now he's sitting at 257,000. Some other reports that we had from Tattoo Chef is that they are doing their annual meeting on June 3rd of 2021. That's a few months from now, but it's good to know it will be a virtual meeting. So we can see there were some bad news that came out on April 16th about the stock. I don't think they were too bad. I can understand the bearish case, right? I never try to see one side of things. It's good to see both the bearish and the bullish case. One thing that I do believe this negative report is bringing back up is this report by Carousel Capital, which came from November of 2020, when they reported that they are shorting shares of Tattoo Chef for multiple reasons. So with that negativity news, this also coming back up to investors' mind, everything all coming together is really building up that fear on investors. I mean, if we take a quick look at Tattoo Chef right now, the company is profitable. They are positive in cash flow from operations. They're also expected to grow their revenues at crazy level, 33.3% on average for the next 3 to 5 years. And if we take a look at their financial health, they are in a pretty great place with a strong amount of cash compared to debt. So the company fundamentally, I don't believe has changed. It's just pretty much insider news and insider changes, which in fact can be bad news, right? Because you need to have a stable team. And if you're seeing people leaving, it's usually not for the great reasons. So that's it for today's episode. Like I mentioned, it was going to be a quick episode on Tattoo Chef just to give you guys a quick insight of what's happening in the stock. Take care, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and see you next time.